It's a great night. It's a wonderful time that we honor a couple of our pillars in our community, and so we're excited to get on to that. First of all, I would like to just recognize a few people here. Some members of our board, Josh Rollins, who's stand. Rich Wallace, John Nicole, and did I get anybody? No, okay. Also, some of our distinguished guests that we'd like to recognize as well. Greg Lewis, City Manager. City Councilor Karen Hill. Heather Vogel. The Interstate Rep, Susan Almas. This is our 98th year in the Chamber. We've got 2 years ago, we're going to hit that milestone of 100 years. I think it's pretty exciting. The Chamber has certainly made strides in the community as far as bringing more awareness to businesses in the community and the events and the topics that need to be addressed. And we're very proud of what we've been able to accomplish, and it's been with your help, and we hope that you will continue to support that. We also want to thank our event sponsors for this. Wonderful food here from Fireside Inn and Suites, Mascoma Savings Bank, Service Credit Union, Carler Sims and St. Sever, CPA, and Lake Sunapee Bank, as well as Trans Canada. So thank you so much for your support to make this. I'd like to turn the program over to Paul Boucher, President of the Chamber.
Thank you, Curt. A couple of housekeeping items. As you go out in the lobby here, we have our gifts for you. This year we have a cooler that'll hold a sandwich, a soft drink, and some chips or whatever, and it's very handy for hiking and such. Gift of the Chamber. We have some coffee mugs, the gift of Lebanon Airport and Cape Air. So please take them, because I just have to hustle them out of here. So, so please take those on your way out. On your tables, you see we have our profiles and our maps. The map we just completed, just came in last week, and beginning in January, we will be working on the profile, which is the other magazine. And Bob Monahan, who works with the company that puts this together, will begin in January to hitch up for ads for that piece. It's a wonderful piece which is distributed at the Visitor Center here in Lebanon, at the airport in Manchester. New employees coming into Hypertherm, Hitchcock, the college and such. We distribute about 8,000 copies of that. So if between now and when Bob starts calling on you, if you're interested to get on the appointment list, give us a call at the office, and we'll be glad to line you up. So those. I'd like to also introduce our staff. Donna Stump, who is our office manager, and Tom Agonis decided he wasn't coming off his hill, that he is, who is our membership development person, doing a great job. He's also on staff. And then the lady, our chief volunteer person there, my wife Karen. So again, welcome to an old-fashioned New England holiday. You can look out to see the snow. Don't worry about it while you're here, just afterwards. But here, just enjoy yourself. There's plenty of food, libation, and Jerry will keep playing here background music for your entertainment. Okay, the first presenting will be the Business of the Year. And the gentleman from Three Tomatoes, who were last year's recipients, will be making that presentation. So, Jim?
Robert?
And Robert.
Thank you. We flipped a coin, I get to do the presentation. But first, thank you to the Chamber for recognizing Three Tomatoes last year. It certainly has been an honor, and we are very appreciative of all of the work that the Chamber does, and are very pleased to be here tonight to make the award for the next recipient. In 1973, a handful of artists from the Upper Valley joined forces to create an art gallery under the name of the Community Gallery. Their first exhibition took place in a barn in Norwich, Vermont. Soon after, the gallery moved to Hanover, obtained a nonprofit status, and changed its name to Ava Gallery, Alliance for Visual Arts, and began broadening the scope of its programs to include art classes and community outreach. In 1990, Ava relocated to the former H.W. Carter and Sons overall factory at 11 Bank Street in Lebanon. For the next 13 years, the organization rented exhibition spaces and teaching studios in the building to promote and pursue its mission. Simultaneously, the remaining part of the facility filled with artists who rented studios there. In 2003, thanks to the generosity of several supporters, Ava acquired the 11 Bank Street building, and shortly thereafter, plans for the necessary and extensive renovations began. This was made possible by a $4.5 million capital campaign. The renovation broke ground in September 2006, and the building reopened its doors in October 2007. In the fall of 2010, Ava was one of 6 organizations nationwide to receive the Innovative Space Award. This highly competitive national award recognizes outstanding efforts in the design and the development of affordable spaces for artists, and is given to organizations that provide firm bases from which artists may pursue their work while simultaneously contributing to vibrant and healthy communities. The present-day Ava provides a unique experience for people of all ages and abilities. Ava's stunning exhibition spaces have become an increasingly sought after venue for artists from all over New England. The 41,500 square foot building houses 4 exhibition spaces, 7 teaching studios, 2 children's studios, a stone carving studio, a printmaking studio, and digital arts media lab, a resource library, as well as 20 individual artist studios. So Robert and I are very pleased to be here tonight to extend the 2014 Business of the Year Award from the Lebanon Chamber of Commerce to the Ava Gallery. And before I relinquish the microphone, I also want to say something more on a personal note. Coincidentally, Three Tomatoes and Ava wound up coming to Lebanon at the same time in 1990. And it's really been a wonderful relationship that Robert and I have had with Bente and her former husband, Clifford West, because they were so instrumental in inspiring us about so many of the things that we did at Three Tomatoes in terms of the space. I'm sure many of you have seen the murals there. That was a blank wall one day when Clifford West was walking by and said, "You need to do something with that." And shortly after, wound up taking over our space and came in and did those murals for us. But inspired us in many ways in terms of good food and being a part of the community. So especially meaningful to me to be part of this award tonight. Thank you.
The same.
Well, I'm Bente Torjusen. I'm the Executive Director of Eva Gallery, and I'm here with Sloan Meyer, who is the chair of Eva Gallery, and it is particularly meaningful to have Sloan here because her mother, the noted artist Elizabeth Meyer, was one of the founders of Eva Gallery. She was among those artists who started it out in the barn in Norwich in 1973. For us to receive this award is so gratifying and meaningful, and as Jim said, it is very poignant really that we have now been located in Lebanon for 25 years and have been afforded the opportunity, thanks to the support of all of you, to expand and to really be given the opportunity not only to ask for support but to give back to the community. That to us is one of our biggest pleasures. I want to also mention, Jim mentioned the national award we received in 2010, the Innovative Space Award. One of the most interesting things to me was, in addition to the great honor, we were one of 6 organizations nationwide to receive that award, chosen from among 100 arts organizations from throughout the United States. But to me, the fascinating thing was 5 of the other organizations came from big urban centers like Seattle, Los Angeles, Houston, Boston, and then here came this arts organization from Lebanon, New Hampshire. That's quite wonderful. And it is really thanks to the support from the community that we have been able to come where we are today, and that we have been given the opportunity to make substantial plans for the future. I hope you will, I shall not go into them now, this is a very celebratory moment, but we will definitely be here for another 25 years, and another 25 years, and another 25 years. And you are part of what makes that possible. Please follow our plans, check us on our website at avagallery.org, and one more thing. There are so many of you who are in the audience here tonight who have been continuing to support us. I want to mention one person and one organization that is part of a very significant program that is going on at AVA. But we couldn't do it without the support of the other organization, and that is Upper Valley Senior Citizen Center with Roberta Berner. This wonderful program for low-income seniors who come and have a weekly art program at AVA, followed by a free lunch served by the Senior Citizen Center. It has made such a difference in so many people's lives, and we couldn't have done it without your support. So thank you, all of you, for this wonderful.
Through the generosity of one of our members, I have a couple of gift certificates from Lebanon Diner. We all know where that is, on the wall, on the corner, by the tunnel. The tunnel leads right to your place of business. I have a $25 gift certificate, and I'm going to ask whoever's birthday is the closest to today. Anybody December 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5? No? Who's December 2nd? That's the closest? Oh, good. Okay. Nicole. And this one here is for a dozen muffins. The only thing is it was called 24 hours ahead, so Andy can make them. First person birthday in 2/15, January. John, what's John? What's your date? 31. 31. Okay, nobody else in January? Okay, John. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute, John.
No, January 1st. Fall. January 1st.
January 1st. Is it really? Oh. Can't beat that.
Is there no one else?
Okay, moving along to present our 2014 Citizen of the Year is our 2009 recipient of the award, Matt Brown.
Thank you. It's a great night. Thank you all for coming. This year's Citizen of the Year is Nicole Cormen. She was born and raised in Glen Clove, New York. Her parents, Paul and Colette Sage, met during his tour of duty in Casablanca, Morocco. Nicole grew up in a lively bilingual home with her sister Monique and brother Dan. Nicole graduated from Princeton University, where she studied linguistics and met Tom Cormen. They married in 1980. While living in California, Nicole earned a master's degree in applied linguistics from San Jose State University, and then the Cormens moved to Cambridge, Mass. in 1984, so Tom could continue his graduate studies. And then to the Upper Valley in 1992, when Tom became a professor at Dartmouth. Nicole joined the planning board in 1996, later becoming its chair. While on the planning board, she represented Lebanon on the Upper Valley Lake Sunapee Regional Planning Commission and the Connecticut River Joint Commission, Upper Valley River Subcommittee, as a brief stint as a Lebanon Park Ranger. Nicole joined the Lebanon Conservation Commission in 2005, later chairing. She was first elected to the Lebanon City Council in 2008, and she had represented the council on the planning board, the steering committee for implementation of the master plan, and the Economic Vitality Exchange Committee. Nicole has held a variety of jobs, among them packing fine paperweights, teaching English to non-native speakers, educational publishing, and freelance editing. She has also volunteered at the Montshire Museum of Science and for the Lebanon Recreation Department, where her lifelong love of nature and the outdoors inspired her free guided Wild About Lebanon outings, welcoming people to learn about and enjoy the wonderful landscapes. It is with great pride that the Lebanon Chamber of Commerce honors Nicole Cormen as its Citizen of the Year, and for me, the hardest working city councilor I've ever seen. Good. Thank you. Thanks, Jacques. Microphone's up here.
Well, thank you. Thanks to the Chamber, first of all. And I'm really blown away. I don't, I'm just going to start crying right now probably, but I've had a really difficult year. I was diagnosed with a very advanced and aggressive cancer last spring, and managed with wonderful support of family and friends and community to lead a pretty normal life throughout. And then one day in late November, I get this email from Paul Boucher that asked me if I could come talk to him the next day about an urgent matter. And I first off, I go to the wrong building. I go to the old chamber headquarters. And Paul, from his window across the street, sees me poking around and trying to get into a locked building. And we finally get me where I need to be. I walk in, I see Jim Vanier there, who I think most of you know is a stalwart of the Lebanon recreation scene. And so I figure, well, there's got to be, maybe there's a problem with the ball field, maybe there's I don't know, I know kids have been skateboarding on the mall again, and there's got to be something going on. And they sit me down and tell me that actually, I said, what's the matter? And he told me I was selected for this award, and I just was blown away. I really was. I don't know, I do what I do because I love to do it, and I know that in this room are a whole bunch of people who do what they do because they love to do it. And Bente, whom I congratulate with Eva Gallery, spoke about opportunities, and Lebanon has just given me tremendous opportunities. I've always been involved in something or other wherever I've lived, but in a town of this size, a community this caring, there are so many ways to connect and to see the results of one's work that you don't necessarily see living in a big city. I've spent a bit of time in some larger areas. So I don't know what to say. My husband asked me to make notes. He's a very good speaker, by the way. And I just said, no, I don't need notes. I'll just say it off the top of my head. But I will say this. I think I'm most touched by this award by the person who nominated me, Matt Brown, also a former chair of the Lebanon Planning Board, chair for many years. And I don't think it's any secret that Matt and I butted heads, hard for many years, many years. And but we each was doing each of us what we thought was in the best interest of the city. And this is the kind of community we have where people who may disagree, can still get along and get things done. Maybe some people further up the line can, take a cue there. But anyway, I'm going to put down the microphone before I get in trouble. And, I'm not usually one who's short with words, but I really don't know what to say. So just thank you so much. It means a tremendous amount.
Nicole's name is inscribed in this plaque that is in City Hall. Anybody going in to pay your property taxes or register your car or whatever, it's right there as you come in this lower section of City Hall, and her name has been added to the list of the previous recipients.
Can I just say one more quick thing? I have to say one more quick thing because I wouldn't be here without my family, and I walked in the door tonight. My parents retired to West Lebanon a few short years ago, and neighbors of Tom Waite. And my brother Dan, my sister Monique actually surprised me tonight. I walked in the door and here they were. Monique lives just north of Richmond, Virginia with her family. My brother lives in Southern Connecticut with his family. And in fact, they were both here on this time of night. I couldn't have gotten here without them. And of course, my better half there, Dr. Cormen.
I noticed in the audience we do have, other than Matt, who was 209, Citizen of the Year, Clark Griffiths. What year were you, Clark? Citizen of the Year. Anybody else I'm missing that was Citizen of the Year? This one? This one. Good. Okay. Again, there's plenty of food. The music will be playing. And please avail yourself of the gifts that we have out there for you on your way home. But closing remarks from our chair, Curt Jacques.
As Paul said, we had plenty of food, music, and great time to socialize and network. That's what we're all about. I just wanted to just remind people, we did send an email out for a full-page ad that we are putting in this weekend, and the response was overwhelming. We had asked for 12 people to sponsor or 12 businesses to sponsor the ad, and that was full within a few hours. We've had some extra people that are also interested. So if you are interested in a full-page ad, which highlights Shop Lebanon, that's the theme, to keep people in our community, or remember us at least, you can either get a hold of the chamber, or you can get a hold of me at West Lebanon Supply, and we will put you on the list and see if we can have another one coming up the following week. But the response was overwhelming. It's a full-page ad, $100 per business. We'll feature 12 businesses at the top. We'll list all our members in smaller print underneath, and then we'll have a description on the very bottom with a map of the areas from Centera, 12A, Old West Lebanon, the mall, and just highlight the areas that people can support us. So if you're interested, just let us know. And as I said, this first one we're a little overwhelmed with the response, and we'll put another one in next week as well. So again, thank you for coming. Be safe when you travel, and we appreciate your support. Thank you.